It's not one of my life streams if something doesn't go wrong. So, hello again. Hello everyone. Stephanie Kristen here, and welcome back to the Storyteller's Corner, episode 33. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I forgot to switch my audio to microphone array, so I apologize for that. I'm just gonna delete and resend my message of live streaming, so people know. Terribly sorry for that. But for my live streams, something ain't going wrong. It's just the way of it. Uh, me. So yeah, welcome to the show. I hope you guys are all having a really good day today. Um, sorry, kind of multitasking, but once I get everything, alrighty, there we go. Sorry about that. I can multitask, but sometimes it's kind of hard. All right, here we go. It's posted, so I've done that. So yeah, welcome back to the show. I guess it's high time I address the dragon in the room. So in my last episode, where I read the soul pages to you guys, I mentioned that regardless of what culture or country or mythology or fantasy that you look into, regardless of what realm of fantasy you're looking into, there are 5 core creatures slash monsters that can be found in these stories all around the world. And in case any of you haven't watched that episode, the 5 core creatures are dragons, merfolk, fairies, unicorns, and giants. These are kind of the 5 well recognizable creatures. Now, dragons are a special case as they are everywhere. They are found all over the world, and even in the Bible. The Bible mentions the Leviathan. I read a verse in Psalms, and it mentioned the Leviathan frolicking in the deep ocean, which I thought was kind of funny. Imagine this big, terrifying sea dragony looking creature just frolicking. So I don't know. I think that'd be kind of fun. Your people are welcome to make commentary and ask questions. So yeah. Anyway, dragons are very well known. On one hand, you have the more malevolent dragons that kidnap princesses and hoard treasure. Dragons like Smaug from The Hobbit. Excuse me. But you have dragons like Smaug, but then you also have wise and benevolent dragons. And there go my sound speakers again because my laptop hates me. Anyway, so where you have the malevolent dragons, you also have the benevolent dragons, like dragons from Chinese, Japanese folklore, that give wisdom to people, and they're very peaceful and are very wise beyond their years. And I think one of the reasons why dragons are so well known is because of how versatile you are. Because you have dragons, but then you have these various other species of dragon. You have amphithere, which are long, have a long serpentine body, but they have wings and they have 4 paws. You have worms, which are basically long serpentine-looking dragons. You have drakes, wyverns, and I could go on and on about types of dragons. I'm sorry about my family; they're so loud. Anyway, but yeah, dragons, regardless of where you look in mythology or folklore, always maintain a air of terrifying, intimidating, regal nobility. They always have this sort of intimidating aura about them because they are very powerful, and it's often better that they're your friend rather than your enemy. And I mentioned this question in the post prior. And then I asked, well, what happens when a dragon doesn't act like a dragon? Now, there are a few answers to this question. And if you were anything like me as a little kid growing up without cable, um, most likely you grew up with PBS Kids and what it was and whatever was playing on TV. And PBS Kids gave us, and there go my speakers again. My laptop hates me. We only have one person. We can make some commentary. Please don't be shy. I like having conversations with people before I read the story. But yes, PBS Kids gave us Dragon Tales, which had these little kid dragons going to school and learning lessons, like, sharing and memorizing and patterns and how to finish a job. Because there was one episode where they had to paint a race. I remember that. But yeah, so you have Dragon Tales. You have Jane and the Dragon, which was on Kubo, which is really fun. About this girl who was going to be a knight, and she had befriended this dragon, this big green dragon, just known as Dragon. Dragon. That was also fun. But the answer I have is a little more. It's a kind of a bit more softer because it came from a, a family sort of, not a tradition per se, but a habit. Because when I was a little girl and my brothers were little, my dad would always tell us bedtime stories. He would tell us stories. Stories are very deeply rooted in my family, and that when as soon as I'm able to, I will upload a podcast um, episode one, I think, yeah, of episode one addressing that. So keep your eye out for that one. My brothers are going to be co-hosting with me on that episode, so yeah. Anyway, but one of the things my dad used to do was he used to recite a poem to us called "The Tale of Custard the Dragon" by Ogden Nash. And Custard the Dragon is very much a dragon, though he doesn't act like a dragon. And again, as a little girl, my dad would recite this poem to me, but when I was in Florence with my family on vacation, we went to a shop. We went to quite a few shops, and one of the shops we went to had dice and card decks and lots of books. I found I found a section of books on the sort of little kid section. Oh, all the guess stuff. But anyway, I was looking through all the books and I found this, the Barefoot Book of Classic Poems. And as you can see, the artwork on this is just absolutely gorgeous, and that's one of the things that drew me in. This is compiled and illustrated by Jackie Morris and introduced by Carol Ann Duffy. But I saw this book. I picked it up. I flipped through the pages. I flipped through pages. His pages. It's a book. I flipped through its pages, and then I realized, yes, I need this book. So I bought this book along with a bunch of copious other ones. But in this book is the poem of The Tale of Custard the Dragon by Ogden Nash. Now, again, this poem is very near and dear to me. And when I realized when my mom mentioned the poem, she's like, "Oh, your dad used to tell you and your brothers that poem when you guys were kids." When I realized that, I went to the room that my parents were staying in because we rented a vacation home while we were staying on the coast, and I read the poem to them, and they got it. And it's been a while since I've read the poem. So yeah, this poem kind of it means something. It means a bit to me, considering that it's tied with my childhood and the pleasant memories that I have with my dad. And I mean, I still do have pleasant memories with my dad. I have pleasant memories with all my family, despite the fact that they drive me up the wall sometimes. Anyway, but this poem means a lot to me, and well, I want to share it with you guys. So once this song ends, I will read the poem, despite the fact that there's no conversation or guest, and like one person like, you know what, this I'm used to this. That's just the way it is, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, now this book does have very beautiful illustrations, and so I will I will do my best to show you the illustrations of the story. Mm. Ooh, I might have to read this one to you. There's so many poems in here. They're so pretty, and it just makes me so happy. Mm. And it inspires me because, I mean, I don't know if any of you know, but actually, if anyone does know me well enough, then you know that I am very easily inspired by a lot of things. And well, the illustrations inspire me a lot. Here we go. Page 48. I'm super excited to read this to you guys. And if it gets some guests, great. If not, well, again, I'm used to this. This ain't the first time it's happened. It won't be the last. but But I'm glad those who do come. I'm glad you guys like the live streams regardless. Yes, it is. Very interesting twist. And for those of you who are probably wondering, it's like, what you try and dress up associated to the costume? What are you associated to the story you're reading? What are you supposed to be? Well, I tried to dress up like the little girl in this house, because I mean the way she's described, I figured she would be kind of a little bit of a wild child, and I can explain that all in the story because this is the tale of Custard the dragon. So we even get a picture of our man Custard on the very front corner. So I'll just show it to you now. But here you go. This artwork is beautiful. I love it. And just it makes me so happy. And you get Custard in the corner. So yeah. Without further ado, here is the poem that has been a part of my childhood. The Tale of Custard the Dragon. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little gray mouse, and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon, and a Relio Trulio little pet dragon. Then the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little gray mouse she called her Blink. And the little yellow dog was as sharp as mustard, but the dragon was a coward, and she called him Custard. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth, and spikes on top of him and scales underneath, mouth like a fireplace chimney for a nose, and Relio Trulier daggers on his toes. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Belinda tickled him, she tickled him unmerciful. Ink, Blink, and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. So they all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the Relio Trulio cowardly dragon. Belinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blink said, "Week!" which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age, when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Suddenly, they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they looked all around. "Meouch!" cried Ink, and "Ooh!" cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. Belinda paled, and she cried, "Help, help!" But Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and little Mouse Blink strategically mouseholed. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine. Tail clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. With a clatter and a clink and a jangling squirm, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. The pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit, and Custard gobbled him every bit. Belinda embraced him, Mustard licked him, no one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink and Blink and Glee did gyrate around the dragon that ate the pirate. Belinda still lives in her little white house with her little black kitten and her little gray mouse, and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon, and her Relio Trulio little pet dragon. Belinda is as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chase lions down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard keeps crying for a nice, safe cage. That is the poem by Ogden Nash. I love the illustrations. You see the pirate climbing in through the window, then you see Belinda, Ink, Mustard, Blink, and Custard. And I even show my dad's like, Custard's got a pipe. And the dragon does. Custard's got a pipe right here. So Custard's cool. He smokes a pipe. Which is true. So yeah. Custard may cry for a nice safe cage, but he's cool. He smokes a pipe. He just wants to smoke his pipe, be in his cage. That's that. It's very wholesome. I don't know. I think Custard likes to read. Probably likes to read books, smoke on his pipe, have some tea. He's just a very nice dragon, but as you can see, at least he was brave when the and he saved Ink, Blink, and Mustard from the pirates. So this is what happens when a dragon doesn't act like a dragon. But you know what? That's okay. Sometimes we just need frolicking leviathans and custards in the world. We just do their own thing. They don't do any harm, and they're different. Sometimes we need some custards in the world. So yeah. Anyway, I guess. Oh, charger fell. But yeah, that brings us to the end of the story. It's a very short poem, so yeah, that's why it's going to be a very short live stream. No, we're like, but you know what? That's okay. Again, it's not the first time this has happened. It's not going to be the last, and I understand. But yeah, thank you so much for those who stayed and listened, even though you were quiet like Blink, except when Blink laughs. But still, Blink strategically does. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to the live stream, and I hope you guys enjoyed the story. The stories kind of tied into my childhood, so I have a soft spot for it. And I might read some more poems from this book on the show if you guys are interested in it. Obviously, the poems and stories are somewhat similar but different. It's still, I think maybe it would be interesting to have a poem poem night or something. I don't know. But yeah, I might read some more stories from this. I hope you guys enjoyed the poem, and I hope you guys enjoyed the artwork. And yeah, more is certainly on the way. I plan on getting a podcast episode out hopefully sooner, maybe even today if I'm lucky. Um, I plan to look through my archives and find some more stories to read. I'm gonna try and find some mythology to read for you guys, since I said I was gonna read mythology on the show as well. So yeah. ASMR wise, I got a possibly a legend series coming out pretty soon. I don't know how long it's gonna be. It might be 12 episodes. I'm not sure though. We'll see. But I do know this. For those who kind of watch the ASMR and have heard me name drop a group called The Order, at least I think I'm not sure. Anyway, but let's just say that this current ASMR series might just give you guys some theory fodder for anyone who tries to make like theories about the ASMR videos I've done. I don't know if anyone does that. I mean, I know I have subscribers. We're currently at 865, which I still can't believe that. If we get to 1,000, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'll probably pop some champagne, but I will also probably be like, what? I don't know. We will celebrate though. If I do get 1,000 subscribers, if I then I will celebrate. I don't know how, but I will. So, yeah, just keep an eye on what's going on. If you guys are curious about the alleged series that's gonna be cooking up pretty soon. And yeah, I also have my Red Bull art project that I plan on doing as soon as I get a chance. And I may post the artwork on here. I may make a little short video revealing all the artwork. I don't know, but yeah. So that that sums everything up in a nutshell. I'm sorry for the lack of videos and stuff. I've certainly been doing my best to try and make videos, but yeah, my work schedule just all over the place. And life's been sucker punching me. But you know what? I'm stubborn, I'm hard headed, and it's gonna take a lot more than that to so yeah. That's just about it. I'm sorry for rambling. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the poem. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.